Man, she needs a bath. Oh, she needs a bath. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to kind of be a jumble of things, I guess. I have now owned my 2017 Ford Mustang GT for a little over 2.5 years now. I think it's about time for a 2-year review or recap. How's the car treated me? How has it been in this 2 years of straight abuse? I've got to run a few errands. I got to get new sunglasses from Walmart. My last Walmart pair, I have no idea where they went, but they're gone. I've looked in my Tahoe, I've looked in Lincoln. I don't know where my sunglasses are, but they're somewhere. That is why you buy cheap sunglasses and watches. When you lose them, you're not going to feel bad. You just go buy another pair. What to start with? I have owned this 2017 Ford Mustang GT 401A non-performance pack for a little over 2.5 years now. This car has treated me fairly well. In the last 2.5 years of ownership, I have beat the piss out of this car. You know, the Gen 2 is kind of seen as this forgotten stepchild in a way, because they only made it for 3 model years, 15, 16, 17. They're kind of a dud. I guess that's what people say when it comes to naturally aspirated power. Stepchild, you know, everybody always asks, oh, is that a Gen 3 10-speed? Gen 3 10-speed? No, it's not a Gen 3 10-speed. Why did I not get a Gen 3 10-speed? Well, because I like the look of the Gen 2 a lot better, and I wanted a stick shift with all the options. Now, as far as mods go, this car is pretty, decently, I guess you could say, built. Gen 2, not the fastest car out there, but plenty of fun, perfect for me. This is a very well-rounded car. Mods. I've got a ported Gen 3 Coyote intake manifold with the IMRC lockouts, LU47 full performance injectors, catless long tube headers, Roush cold air intake, full 3-inch exhaust through an X pipe and an SLP loudmouth. I've got an Exity Mach 500 clutch, and I want to say that's it. Suspension's completely stock. Now, how has this car been reliably in the last 2.5 years? Now, like I said, I beat the piss out of this car. I bought this car to drive this car, to not drive this car, to baby it. I bought this car to race on the weekends, go out, have a damn good time. Not to be the fastest. If I wanted to be the fastest, I would have got an LT Camaro or a Gen 3 10-speed. I just wanted a really fun car that I knew could take a damn good beating. I know your next question is, oh, if you wanted a car to take a beating, why would you buy an MT82? In my experience, this MT82 has been absolutely amazing. In my experience, what I have found is it is not the transmission that is the problem in these cars. The MT82 gets a bad rap. It's not the MT82 that is causing your gear lockout. It is not the MT82 causing you not to be able to hit shifts really fast. In my experience, it is the stock clutch, the fluid, and this garbage ass stock shifter. You change those three things and this MT82 is great. Now, as far as problems with this car, how has this car treated me? This car, like I said, has treated me very, very well. Aside from blowing 2 factory stock clutches, like I said, the MT82 is not the problem. The first week of ownership, blew the first clutch. A month later, blew the second clutch. Like I said, I beat the shit out of this car. I take it racing on the weekends. This car was not treated nice. It was driven how these cars were intended to be driven. Now, as far as problems, like I said, I've gone through 2 stock clutches before I put an XC Mach 500 in it. Mach 500 has been flawless, amazing for the last 2 years. That clutch alone almost completely got rid of gear lockout issues that I was having. I then changed the fluid, and that perfect. The only here and there I'll miss a shift. That's only because I'm still rocking the, god awful stock Ford shifter. If anybody wants to donate me an MGW, that would be amazing. So yeah, I've gone through 2 clutches. I believe a fuel line busted underneath the engine, but that was my own fault. I was trying to remove the fuel line, putting in injectors, and I had a wheel bearing go bad. Outside of that, this car's had no issues. I bought it with 80,000 miles. It currently has 124,000 miles on it. Like I said, I drive the shit out of this car. It's been flawless. Amazing. No complaints. It's not the fastest car on the road, but it sure is a lot of fun. So as far as reliability wise, this car has been absolutely bulletproof. I have not treated this car well. I've always done the maintenance on time, changed the fluids, this and that, but as far as driving, I've beat the shit out of this car, and it has just asked for more. Is that all you've got? That's what this car has said to me. No issues from the MT82, myself personally. Gen 2 Coyote, everybody knows, Gen 2 Coyotes are bulletproof. Now, is this car still a good buy in 2024? There's a lot of options out there. Depending on what you want out of your car, what your goals are. You've got LS3 11 through 14 Camaros. You've got LT cars. We live in a golden age of sports cars, muscle cars, whatever you want to call them. JDM, this is really a golden era that we are taking for granted. There are a lot of cars that are worth the buy out there. Now, with that being said, is this car still worth the buy in 2024? And I would say absolutely. You can pick up a clean Gen 2 Coyote anywhere from 15 to 25, depending on the options. Like I said, this is a fully optioned 401A car, heated cooled seats, red interior, shaker sound system. The options are endless out there as far as sports cars, muscle cars go. If you're wanting a fun car, there's a plethora of options. But the Gen 2 Coyote is definitely a solid option. And there's a lot of hate about the MT82 out there, and like I said, my MT82 has been pretty solid, no issues from it. The transmission itself. So don't let, it's got an MT82. No, don't let the MT82 scare you. Change the clutch, change the fluid, put a new shifter in it, and you're golden. Is the Tremec a better transmission? I can't say personally, I've never driven one, but I have sat in one and felt it. They do feel a lot better, and I'm sure it is a better transmission, but like I said, don't let, if you're wanting a manual sports car, don't let the MT82 scare you. They're not as dog wash and garbage as people say they are. All right, so that's a no-go on the sunglasses, but I did get a couple new pairs of shorts. Found a really nice set of sunglasses, and then you look on the side and it says Piranha. Who the fuck wants that shit on the side of the sunglasses, man? That shit's ugly. What kind of sunglasses you got? Oh, the Piranhas. Oh, man, why can't I just have normal sunglasses with no words on them? Now, in terms of performance, on the streets, like I said, Gen 2 is not going to be the fastest car out there. I'm speaking in terms of naturally aspirated. Cobra Jet, full bolt-on Gen 2s, I'm seeing barely hitting 480, 500, scratching at the door of 500. For Gen 3 cars, it's, easy, no problem at all. LT cars are LT cars. But this chassis, the Gen 2s are almost, it's crazy to say, but almost 10 years old now, knocking on the door. 2015 year models, 9 years old. The S550 is almost a 10-year-old car. That, to me, is crazy. I remember these cars coming out when I was in school and thinking, oh my God, I'm going to have one of those. It's like the best looking car ever. Finally got one. Anyway, these cars are almost, this is a 2017 model, but if you got a 2015, it's damn near a 10-year-old car. That's hard for me to wrap my head around. But the Gen 2 is never really supposed to compete with LT cars. I feel that's a pretty big part in why the Gen 3 came out as fast as it did. 3 model years for the Gen 2, and then the Gen 3 stepped in. Gen 1s, you had 11, 12, 13, 14. The Gen 2 was kind of like a short run thing, and then bam, we need a Gen 3 to compete with the LT cars. That's not to say a Gen 2 can't do it. I'm sure a very well-tuned, probably one can. But a heads cam LT car, good luck. Gen 3 10 speeds are animals. They deserve the respect that they got on the streets. But like I said, the Gen 2 is kind of that forgotten stepchild. People see it and say, oh, is that a Gen 2? Oh, it's an MT82. Oh, that's a waste of time to even race, Still a fun car, though. I don't want to be the fastest on the street, but it's definitely a quick and fun car. So is the Gen 2 a good buy in 2024? I think absolutely yes. These cars are proven. The Gen 2 Coyote is a very proven motor. The MT82, like I said, you put a clutch, you put a shifter, you change fluid, and they're solid. In my experience, these are proven cars. You want a fun car that you're not going to have to worry about shit breaking, this, specialty parts, this and that. Gen 2 Coyote. Now, if you want to be King Daddy out there, naturally aspirated wise, Gen 3 10 speeds or 10 speed LT cars. You'll notice I haven't mentioned Scat Pack a single time in this video. RT, not to say that they're not fun cars. My brother has an RT Challenger, but in terms of performance, yeah. Not only that, but the owners kind of have ruined the stigma between the Chargers and Challengers. The reputation is not there. Now, don't get me wrong, I love them to death. I think they're beautiful cars, great cars, but the owners just, they make everybody look bad. And I'm sure they are amazing, fun cars, but everybody knows when you see a Scat Pack. But everyone knows when the Scat Packs start showing up to meets, I'm just saying the cops are always around. That's all I'm going to say. Every time you got a plethora of Scat Pack guys together, the cops end up showing up and ruining everything. I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm just saying, I'm just stating the facts. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching this video. And again, peace out.